Corruption worsened under democratic regime. That is what IBB is saying, that corruption worsened under democratic leaders, that they are the one who worsen corruption in the country. That is what IBB is saying. So for real, IBB of all people can actually come out and say something like this about corruption, then I think this is end time approaching. Because if IBB, who is the father of corruption, can actually come out, first of all, he was the one who destroyed this country because he sold this country first, and now he's coming out to pretend of being a saint. This is indeed something else. A former military president, Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida, has said that the wave of corruption ravaging the country is worsening under the democratic dispensation when compared to the military era. The former president, who spoke during an interview on Arise Television Friday, monitored by our correspondent, said people who worked under him as military presidents were saints when compared to those currently in power. Babangida said that's why he moved against former military governor who embezzled 313,000 naira. Those who stole billions of naira were working freely in the country. With current cases of corruption going on across the country, military leaders were saints when compared to democratic leaders. You cannot compare what we did with what is going on the ground now. In terms of corruption is more now. We are saints when compared to what is happening in the democratic era. When I was in leadership, I sacked a governor for misappropriating less than 313,000 rather, but today billions are being stolen and misappropriated. A lot of people, left them in court, but still paraded themselves in the street. So tell me, who is better at fighting corruption? He also ruled out the national leader of the ruling All Progressive Congress (APC), Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, and former Vice President Atiku Abubakar from the 2023 presidential race, saying he strongly believes that Nigeria's next president should be in his 60s. He added that he had at least 3 people in mind for the presidential seat. I talk him. He can never come out to say anything without him getting anything to benefit from it. He said, I have started visualizing a good Nigerian leader. That is a person who travels across the country and has a friend virtually everywhere he travels to, and he knows at least one person he can communicate with. That is a person who is very vast in economics and is also a good politician who should be able to talk to Nigerians and so on. I have seen 1, 2, or 3 of such persons already. Atiku, who is 75, will be 77 in 2023, while Tinubu, who marked his 68th birthday in March, should have turned 70 by the next election. Although Tinubu and Atiku have not publicly declared their interest in the 2023 race, there are strong indications that both men are interested in the race. Atiku lost the 2019 presidential election to Buhari, but he has not shown publicly that he is no longer interested in his part. Tinubu's body language has been hinting at the presidency, while his foot soldiers have been going around the country to market him. Also speaking on zoning and the 23 presidential election, the former military president said competence and merit should be the consideration for the next president of Nigeria. Also said the ideal candidate, apart from having the requisite qualification, must be a united Nigerian. IBB accession is coming at a time agitation for zoning of the presidency to the south has reached a crescendo. He said, we have to make a choice. It is either we want to practice democracy the way it should be, or we define it in our own whims and caprice. If we are going to do it the way it is done all over the world, you allow the process to continue, but it is through the process that you would be able to come up with a candidate that would lead the country. His qualification and beliefs should be known to Nigerians before he ever throws his hat into the ring, regardless of where he comes from. Whether we do it now or not, we should have to do it. A time will come when somebody will emerge from Okpela or somewhere else, and one would say, I have heard that name before. The former military leader also advocates a two-party system for the country, saying it is the best for Nigeria. If look at the First Republic, we found out that everybody tended to gravitate towards a two-party system, even though there were other parties. So we had no difficulty in insisting that a two-party system was the best thing for us in the country, and it is happening even now. We have other 70 parties, but nobody is talking about them. It is the All Progressive Congress, APC, or People's Democratic Party, PDP. Okay, I think IBB is coming out now to speak, because he knows that election period is approaching, and he's trying to speak for the person who is going to bring out as a candidate. That is what we know, because these people are really, really fond of that. Whenever they have something to benefit, they come out to speak. And I don't know where a crippled man has to come out to speak. All this while he's been numb. He hasn't been saying anything concerning what is happening in Nigeria. And now suddenly he had to crawl out from nowhere to come and start speaking. Why is crippled goat's grandfather of Boko Haram suddenly raising his voice about what has happened in the past? He should know that him and some other Hausa Fulani jihadists planted the evil seed that has grown up in a monstrous tree today. Anyway, they all learned from evil hatred, terrorism, raping, kidnapping, banditry, child marriage, lying, and hypocrisy.